What is a chaplain? Hi, I'm Jane from Chaplain Connect, and today I wanted to give you an overview of what a chaplain is and how we can provide support. So in 2009, a group of experts, including physicians, researchers, APRNs, chaplains, theologians, social workers, among others, gathered together at the George Washington Institute for Spirituality and Health to discuss how vitally important spiritual care is. And in their discussions, they define spirituality in such a meaningful way that I use it as the basis for how I describe what a chaplain is and how we can provide support. So I'm just going to read to you how they define spirituality. They wrote, "Spirituality is the aspect of humanity that refers to the way individuals seek and express meaning and purpose, and the way they experience their connectedness to the moment, to self, to others, to nature, and to the significant or sacred." Now that's such an incredible definition. Let's unpack what it means and how it relates to defining chaplaincy. So in that definition of spirituality, they're really saying that spirituality is how we make meaning in life, find purpose, and connectedness to self, to others, and to nature, and to the divine or the sacred. Another way I put that last category is belonging. How do you find belonging with yourself, with others, with nature, with the divine? Now, when we face a significant transition in our life, like a terminal illness or a life-limiting or chronic illness or some rare illness, or maybe it's not an illness at all, but maybe it's divorce or moving to a whole new country or losing your home in a fire, or maybe even having a profound spiritual experience that's really outside of anything you've ever known and you don't know who to talk to about it. Anytime there's something that is significant like that in your life, it can shake or disrupt the way that you make meaning, find purpose, and belonging in life. And sometimes it's a disruption that's kind of good, like in that last example. Someone may have a really profound spiritual experience, and now all of a sudden they kind of want to incorporate that into life, and they want to sort of find how their religion might think about this spiritual experience. And they may start asking people and talking about it and going to their faith leader and finding sort of dead ends. People who kind of can't understand it may call them crazy or say that doesn't fit with our religion and you need to just stop thinking that way. But they know inside they've had this amazing experience and they know it was real. And so they need a place that's safe to process it and to find an integration into the way that they make meaning, purpose, and belonging in life. That's where a chaplain can really provide that support, help to unpack all that's going on there, and really help people incorporate and integrate that all into their lives. Now, going back to the example of having an illness or facing some other kind of tragedy in their life, like their house was torn down by a tornado or they had a house fire, or maybe even a transition like they've had to move really far away and they don't have the people that they used to have or the faith community they used to have, or maybe people have lost their job. All of those things, all of those major transitions in life really can sometimes kick up those questions in us that were maybe even lingering there a little bit before, like, why do bad things happen to good people? Or why does tragedy happen at all? And why is a bad thing happening to me? I've tried to live my life the best way I can. And sometimes people can start to feel sort of lost. They say, well, I don't know how to find meaning if I'm no longer able to walk and run. I was a marathoner. That's what gave me meaning. Or they may say, I don't know how to find belonging. I found belonging with my neighbors. They were the most amazing people, and the people here are not like that at all. Or maybe sometimes people feel that their purpose has been completely lost. They were caring for a loved one for 20 years and now their loved one passed and they wonder, well, what's my purpose anymore? What am I supposed to do? Or perhaps there's someone who is facing a terminal illness and they're young and they always believe that God would provide for them, that they would be healed by God, and they're not finding that healing no matter how hard they pray, no matter how many people are praying for them, no matter what they do. It's still not happening. Well, chaplains are trained to help come into those places of suffering, of sorrow, of transition and uneasiness. And we are here to just sit with people in that, not try to fix it, not try to change it, not try to explain it away, but sit in that place with people and allow people to completely share all that's on their heart, mind, and soul. And as chaplains, we're trained to help listen for those parts in their story where meaning, purpose, or belonging have been shifted, changed, cracked open. And we help people move through a place of feeling lost and scattered and in despair sometimes into a place of integration again, centeredness, and connectedness. We acknowledge the sorrow and we sit with it, and then we also help people find new ways of finding meaning, reignite old ways of finding purpose, and creatively seek belonging in the new place that they're in. We really help people move through that valley place so that they can find peace and centeredness. I hope that this helps you understand a little bit more about what a chaplain is and what we do to help people. For more, make sure to check out our other videos and our courses on our website. And as always, we hope that you have as good and a peaceful day as you possibly can.